Vinicius Jr., Arsenal's game changer. And we're obviously going to be talking about Real Madrid's urge, obviously getting a player known as Olise. And lastly, we are going to be talking about Richarlison into this video. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from, I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, I'm here to let you know that today we are celebrating the birthday of a beautiful, handsome young man, known as Jordan. Jordan, happy birthday to you. Your mother is very proud of you, and keep being a disciplined boy. The same applies to your father and your entire family, and your uncle too loves you and sends you blessings. 5-finger salutes for you. And please, may you people onto this channel wish Jordan a happy birthday. Beautiful young man, very focused. And Jordan, wherever you are, I dedicate this video to you. I don't know whether any of the teams I'm going to be talking about is what you support, because I saw you donned into a Liverpool jersey. Mom supports Man City. So I cannot come out and really tell which exact team do you support. Do you support Liverpool or do you support Man City? I wait for your reply, Jordan, in here onto the channel known as Rokani Media Football. So smash like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, please endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as we hit 30,000 subscribers in here for you. One of the biggest stories that you cannot spend a day without talking on, all working on this channel, is Vinicius Jr. to Arsenal. Big story. And what do we have on our ladder today? It's a story coming in through from a side called The Telegraph. They've told us the following, that Arsenal and their coach Mikel Arteta consider Vinicius Jr. a game changer, a player that could win them the Champions League. They are ready to do everything to sign him. Now, Arsenal and Mikel Arteta consider Vinicius Jr. a game changer. Now, if they tell you that Vini is a game changer, can you obviously get any doubts? Or can you be a doubting Thomas? I tell you, you can't be a doubting Thomas anymore. You understand? So, if Arsenal comes in through and puts in a very huge shift to see to it that everything sees Vinicius Jr. arrive at the mighty club, I tell you, they do have their reasons. And those reasons are surpassing out slowly by slowly. Or they are being told to us slowly by slowly. And they're telling us that a game changer. Now, who is a game changer? A game changer is that person who can single-handedly get hold of that ball and see to it that he really saves the team. You understand? And by the way, the goal scorers are referred to as the best game changers. But for me, the game changers are those players that, the best game changers are those that keeps the team in the game. The goalkeepers, the defenders, and the shielding midfielders. Because even if Arsenal brings in Vinicius Jr. and scores 10 goals in a game, and Arsenal's going to hate to concede 11, Arsenal walks away with 0 points. So, the game-changing efforts of Vinicius Jr. will obviously come to count if at all Arsenal doesn't concede goals, or very many goals, to make his game-changing goals count. You understand? And for that, you give Arsenal credit for scouting such a player, because they've worked upon that very well. I think in the previous 3 consecutive seasons, I think no team has gone ahead to concede the least number of goals than Arsenal. Arsenal has been the team that has gone ahead to concede the least number of goals in the Premier League. And in the Champions League, you can just count the goals they conceded. 3 goals. 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 3 I think, did they plug in Sporting Lisbon? They considered, is it one against Atletico Madrid? It was a penalty. I think, did they first concede against Bayer Leverkusen? Because Bayer Leverkusen scored against them, Atletico Madrid, PSG, they conceded like 4 goals in the Champions League. Meaning that if you bring in Vinicius Jr., he will obviously do what exactly they are talking about, that they see him as a player that can win them the Champions League. Indeed, he's a player that can win Arsenal the Champions League. Why? You get that Vinicius player, Junior, you throw him into that Arsenal team that played in the finals of the Champions League, things change totally. The first half saw Arsenal create the most big chances than PSG, because PSG, I think, went ahead to get their first shot on target around the 30th, 34th minute in there for you. 38th minute, right? That's when PSG went ahead to obviously concede. Sorry, Arsenal went ahead to concede a shot on target from PSG. So it shows you that Arsenal played the first half very well. But in the due course of playing the first half very well, they lacked that player with a cutting edge. Kai Havertz got like 3 chances, though he scored 1 out of those. But I tell you, if he had a more clinical player like Vinicius Jr. leading those counter-attacks, I tell you, Arsenal would have gone ahead to come in through and put in a very huge shift in threatening PSG. Even when PSG took off Kvaratskhelia, they took off Dowie, they took off Ousmane Dembele. In those last 10, 15 minutes, I tell you what, if Vini was on the pitch, he would have gone ahead to obviously pull out a very decisive moment. So if they say they see him as that player who can win them the Champions League, indeed he can, because Arsenal has worked on all departments. The goalkeeping department, they do have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. One. Secondly, they do have, Arsenal does have the best defense in the world. The midfield, one of the best, and they're enforcing it with Bruno Guimaraes. That speaks volumes onto what it means for the club of Arsenal to bring in a Vinicius Jr. And if at all they say he's going to be a Champions League winner, yes, he can, because I've seen him lift a Champions League with Real Madrid in 2022. In that final, it's Vinicius Jr. that scored that goal against Liverpool. It ended 1-0. And he's a huge contributor into that Champions League, because that one goal that they scored, it was courtesy of the main man, who goes by names of Vinicius Jr. Then, 2024, we saw, I think it was Jude Bellingham, and is it Carvajal, right? So, he has 2 Champions League titles onto his name. That is Vinicius Jr. in there for you. So, if Arsenal say they see him as that player who can win them the Champions League, obviously can, because a player of his quality can come up and obviously change a game. We've seen him change games. You understand? So, we wait and see how things really pan out. But more reasons will be flocking out onto why Arsenal are interested in Vinicius Jr. This one is all about him coming in through and being a game changer, and goes ahead to lift the Champions League for the club of Arsenal. And indeed, he can. I tell you, because he has done it twice for Real Madrid. Because Arsenal scoring those goals in the Champions League without Vini, imagine if at all they have Vini on the pitch, how many would they have gone ahead to score? You understand? Even PSG would have gone ahead to come through, and they would have gone ahead to find it hard to see to it that a man like Hakimi really goes ahead to do those overlapping runs as a flying right back, because he has some assignment to do of Vinicius Jr. Not so? You saw him in the World Cup when they're playing against Morocco. Did he really fly as he flew in other games? No, he didn't. So, let's wait and see how things really pan out for the side of Real Madrid and Arsenal. But Vini is indeed a game changer, and you cannot doubt his capability of really being a big game changer and a Champions League winner for the club of Arsenal. I tell you, Arsenal is going to be one of those teams to compete for the Champions League season and compete for the Premier League. And if Vini comes in through and does that single-handedly with the help of other players, obviously, the Ballon d'Or might be one of those for him to obviously win. So, that is all about Vinicius Jr. And they say they are ready to do everything to sign him. So, Arsenal is going to throw everything at Real Madrid to get in Vinicius Jr. And we wait to see how that happens. We go to Real Madrid. One of the players that they wanted to sign for 150 million euros was Olise. And Fabrizio told us, I think some 2 days back, that Real Madrid informed Bayern Munich a few days ago about their intention not to break their good relationship for Michael Olise. Florentino Perez would love to sign Olise, but only if or when Bayern opens the doors. It is not happening this summer so far. So, a man known as Florentino Perez is a man who really respects clubs a lot. You understand? And he's like, him and Bayern Munich have a very good relationship, and he doesn't want to obviously spoil that relationship, but they want Olise. So, in here, he's acting respective, right? But I tell you, behind the doors, he comes in through and obviously tells you the truth that indeed he's not looking at that, because look at the deals of players he wants, like Rodri. He's like, we don't want Rodri, we're not going to sign him, we're not going in for Enzo Fernandez, we're not going in for Erling Haaland. But after the World Cup, he's in for Rodri. And don't be shocked, after Rodri, he might go in for Enzo Fernandez, because the signings that Chelsea are obviously looking at. The number of players, when you look at Jadon Anderson coming in through, what does it tell you? They wanted Granit Xhaka in that position too. So it speaks huge volumes of words about what will exactly happen in there. So the good relationship for Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, I think so. Arjen Robben sold to Bayern Munich. I think the same applies to Xabi Alonso in there for you, and very many other players. Toni Kroos coming in through from a side called Bayern Munich to join Real Madrid. So he's like, if Bayern are open to see to it that they are selling Olise, then that's when Real Madrid will intervene. But what Madrid is doing is they are trying to tell the player, you're not supposed to be playing for Bayern. This is the place for you to be. The likes of Kylian Mbappe, Oriol Tchouameni are telling him, this is the place for you to be. Shouldn't be playing for Bayer Leverkusen. But if I'm Olise, I have to look through and ask myself that why should Mbappe want me to his team to make him better? Apart from Harry Kane, I think he's the only player that can block the chances of this bond going out there to lift what we call the Ballon d'Or, right? And I think he can surpass him, because when you look at his numbers last season, he was one of the big players to perform. Even in the World Cup, he went ahead and really put out, I think, were there 7 assists in there. So it shows you that he can single-handedly win a Ballon d'Or at Bayern Munich, something that he won't really do at Madrid, because his attributes and his doings will be shadowed by what this guy is really doing. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about Kylian Mbappe. There is another shadow of Jude Bellingham. So those players have a PR machine that keeps pushing their narratives and agendas, something that you wouldn't like to be having if at all you are this caliber of a player who goes by names of Olise. So Madrid are playing it, are playing dirty cop, good cop, and we're waiting to see how far that will see this deal go to the table or to the wire or not to happen. But before it clocks the 1st of September or 2nd, when the summer transfer window is done, don't rule out Real Madrid going in for all these players, because most of you might be asking yourselves, where are they going to be getting the money? Guys, they have a billion, 1.3 billion euros. That's the income they made last season. You understand? So if they made a billion euros, my dear, if they made a billion and 3 euros, that's really, sorry, a billion and 300 million euros. That's a lot of money. 1.3 billion euros. That's a lot of money they're going to have to make. And that's why they are spending like this madly. You understand? Then lastly, let's go to a man known as Richarlison. We've been told that Tottenham Hotspur have opened the door for Richarlison and Vicario to leave. Juventus have started discussions over Richarlison, who prefers a move to Serie A over Fenerbahce. Spurs could accept 20 million euros to 25 million euros for Richarlison, while Vicario can leave for around 20 million pounds. So, Richarlison came in through from Everton. By the time he came in through, he was one of the hottest assets in the Premier League. Man United was looking at him. Arsenal wanted him, I think. Chelsea and very many other teams. I think even Barcelona was looking at him. Real Madrid was looking at him. But it never came to materialization. But as we speak right now, he's one of those that has gone ahead to disappoint the signings they made, because this Spurs team really pays a lot of money, and they really do the needful. So, Richarlison as a player is a good one, but I think if I were him, I would have gone ahead to obviously change position. I don't think that he's really deadly when he's leading the line. I do believe that he's deadly when he's playing as a left forward. And if he ever discovers himself, I think he'll disturb very many teams. Coming from the out wide areas of the pitch, inverting into the inside tunnels, and dropping his shoulder, going in for curling efforts, putting in those back post crosses, squaring balls, cutbacks. You understand? He's really deadly and good at that. So, I think if I'm Richarlison, I revise my position. I don't know why he really wants to be played as a forward, because I've never enjoyed him as a forward. That is it. I think he's that kind of player who will unsettle your defense when he's really playing from the left side. That is Richarlison. You understand? I know he really did some good job at Spurs when Antonio Conte was there. But I tell you, leading the line for me, I don't think that's the best position for him. I do believe he really has another better position for him, and I think it's when he plays as a left forward. But he's on the market. They want to sell him. That is written all over the wall. They want to sell the player for 25 to 25 million euros. A player they brought in for 60 million pounds from Everton. So that is like 70 million euros. So a huge loss has been made, but it shows you how clever Spurs is, because they've gone ahead to bring in players, and they're like, Mister, get out. Get out. He's not in need of him. That is Roberto De Zerbi, meaning that Solanke is the main man for this guy, and Matthias Tell. That is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. For Vicario, 20 million pounds is what they want. He's a very good goalkeeper, but I don't know why De Zerbi doesn't need him. I don't know why De Zerbi has gone ahead to snub him and is like, please leave. I need another goalkeeper that will obviously do exactly what I want. I think he wants a ball-playing goalkeeper who is better than Vicario. But Juventus is looking for a goalkeeper. Why doesn't Italy go in for him? All that and more into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Your reactions onto Vinicius Jr., Arsenal's game changer, are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think it can change the games of Arsenal and see to it they lift the Champions League? in the comment section. Secondly, Richarlison leaving Spurs. And the big question is, do you see him as a better left forward or a better center forward? And then you have to talk about Olise, as Real Madrid have gone ahead to take their stance on this one. See you later. I love you all, and bye-bye.